Group 2. So I have you guys gathered today because, as you guys know, we just finished reading chapter 1 of Charlotte's Web. Now in this chapter, there's one main event that happens that's super important, and there's 4 characters that we're introduced to so far. 5 if you count the animal. At the very end, we learn his name. So in this activity, this center activity, what you guys are going to be doing is you guys are going to be working together, and there's going to be 4 different stations. Each station around the room, there's going to be a hat with some questions in it. So this hat has 3 questions. You guys will notice the questions are written on the cards. Now when you guys answer these questions, I want you guys to answer it as a group, so discuss it amongst yourselves. Come up and create an answer, and what I want you guys to do is write the answer on the back of the note card. So the back of the note card should have no writing at all on it. So that's what I want you guys to do with the questions. So each hat, there are 4 hats. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 hats around the room. Now, whatever order you guys want to go to each hat, that is completely up to you. If you guys want to treat it like a scavenger hunt, and whichever hat you find first, go to it, look at the questions, look what's inside of the hat. Each hat has 3 questions. So you guys are answering a total of 12 questions today. Now, after you guys complete the questions in one hat, in one activity, I want you guys to keep these questions and keep them organized. So each hat represents a different character. So we're talking about Fern, we're talking about Avery, we're talking about Mr. Arble and Mrs. Arble today. So those are the characters that we are talking about today. So each hat focuses on one of those 4 characters. When you guys are done completing each hat with the 3 questions, I want you guys to keep those questions with you, bring them back to your group center, keep them with you, keep them organized. So at the end, I'm going to collect all your guys' answers, but I need them to be organized based on the character that those questions correlate to. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand our activity so far? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, perfect. After you guys are done answering all the questions and you guys have them organized on your desk, I want you guys to discuss amongst yourself, what do these characters have, or what effect do these characters have on the main event that happened in this chapter. So there's some main events that happened in this chapter, but I'm talking about the main event, what the chapter was about. How did these characters have an influence on that major event, and how could these characters have done something different or said something different in order for the main event to be different? Okay, so you guys answered your questions. These questions kind of give you guys some ideas, so it kind of should be refreshing your brain about the chapters, the traits about the characters, the main events that happened. After you guys answer the questions, I want you guys to think and discuss amongst yourself of how do these characters have an influence, or how do they influence the main event that took place within this chapter. Now, after you guys discuss it, I want you guys to write a few sentences about it. So if you guys want to assign each person in the group a sentence to write, or if you guys want to have one person as the writer, I want everyone to be involved in this. So I actually have a rubric that I will be passing out to you, so you guys will be able to see how exactly you will be graded for this activity. So again, there are different hats with different questions for different characters. I want you guys to answer the questions on the back of the note cards, and I want you guys to come together, organize them for me to collect, and then I want you guys to discuss amongst yourself how these characters had an impact on the main event that happened, and how different characters and their traits or what they did or said could have made the event different, could have made the outcome different from this chapter. So if nobody has any other questions, let's begin.